Crime knows no frontiers. To combat the growing menace of the international criminal, the police forces of the world have opened up their own national boundaries. At their headquarters in Paris, scientifically equipped to match the speed of the jet age, 63 nations have linked together to form the International Criminal Police Organization, Interpol.
Who's that?
My sister Blanche.
No, the man she's with.
Him? That's Vic Leroy.
Vic Leroy.
Sure, why?
It reminds me of someone.
Yeah?
A wanted murderer.
You're crazy. Why, Vic Leroy's one of the biggest men in this town. And he's Blanche's boyfriend.
The murderer's name was Fougere. And he had a tattoo on his right arm.
Look, maybe you should meet him. Come on over.
Hi, George.
Blanche, meet Paul DeVal, Interpol.
How do you do?
This is Mr. Vic Leroy.
Haven't we met before?
No, I don't think so. Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Paul, it's crazy. You must be mistaken.
I don't think so.
But Vic Leroy's Canadian right down to his boots, just as I am, just as Blanche is.
How do you know?
Everybody in Montreal knows Vic Leroy. He owns half the real estate in this town.
How long has he been in business?
Since the war. He sure came up fast, but you can't hold that against a guy with one arm.
He had two arms when he strangled his wife.
Leroy, a strangler. Paul, you're way off beam. He's tough, sure. Business-wise, they don't come tougher. But outside of that, he's a great guy and popular, too.
He wouldn't be the first killer with good public relations.
Look, what about this other guy, the one in Paris?
Fougere? He was picked up, but escaped while being questioned.
How long ago?
When I was a young detective at Sûreté, 1939.
All those years. How come you remember him? Did you ever meet him face to face?
Yes, I met him. And I'll never forget him. I was the man he escaped from.
No, Paul, it's not the same man. Look at Leroy's nose. It's a different shape.
You said he worked in a lumber camp?
Yeah, that's right.
Lumber camp is a tough place. The shape of his nose could have been changed in a fight.
Eyes same color. Ears similar, but that's all.
Try the reverse prints on top of each other, please. Bone structure looks the same.
Yeah. Same as the 1,000 others, but without x-rays, it doesn't prove a thing. Look, try a doctored print. Let's wipe off some of those years.
Right, sir.
No, Paul, I guess your memory's been playing tricks on you. Let's drop it.
I tell you, George, it's the same man.
You've got an obsession just because this guy skipped out on you.
It's not an obsession, it's a conviction.
Look, tell me something, Paul. How many times a year do you think you see this guy's face?
What about this tattoo mark he had on his right forearm?
Yeah, well, that's one picture you could have saved the wire costs on.
Maybe.
Look, Leroy hasn't even got a right arm.
Very convenient.
Listen, Paul, are you trying to tell me Leroy lost his right arm deliberately just to get rid of a tattoo?
No. Could be he hasn't got rid of it.
What?
We don't know how much of Leroy's arm is missing. This tattoo mark would still be there.
Oh, for... Hello. Oh, hello, Blanche.
Vic's here. We thought it'd be real nice if you come over and have supper with us.
Yeah, sure. That's a swell idea. Yeah? Yeah, we'll be there. Right. Bye. Well, now, maybe this will change your mind about Leroy. We've been invited over to Blanche's tonight for supper, and it was his idea. Now, look here, Paul. Leroy's a big man around this town, so don't go doing anything that I might be sorry for, huh?
Don't worry. I won't show my hand. I just want to see his arm.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Thank you.
How is Interpol?
Still in business.
What he means is they're getting along fine without him.
Supper in 10 minutes.
Well, here's luck.
Why don't you finish your game?
Solo games bore me. I prefer a challenge.
I'll play you for the last 2 colors.
It's a long shot.
Long shots are my specialty.
This one came off. That makes us even. Yes, sir, that's what they say. You lose one piece of natural equipment, you learn to use another one better.
In your case?
My head for business. The day that tree almost took off my arm, I was through as a lumberjack. That was my luck.
Vic loses an arm, and he calls it his lucky day.
The start of a new life.
Yes, you might call it that.
What about the old one? Were you always a lumberjack?
Not him. Vic is the original Rolling Stone.
That's right.
Where did you roll from first?
Oh, nowhere, I guess. Oh, it's hard to believe, but it's true. People think that nomads belong only to the desert, but you find them in every country. My folk were nomad. They were never still. They were always moving about.
They're dead?
For 20 years.
Well, say, what goes on? This is supposed to be a party, remember?
Of course. With your home cooking, how could we forget?
Thanks, Paul. More coffee?
May I?
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must burn you.
That's all right. I don't feel a
Let me
thing.
help.
Come on, out into the kitchen. I'll clean it off.
Well, one thing's for certain. Nothing's going to stain this.
You did that deliberately.
I had to make sure.
Now are you satisfied?
Maybe.
Listen, Paul, nothing fits, so drop the whole thing. Leroy is not your man. He's got no arm, no tattoo, and he doesn't even look like the guy that ran out on you in Paris.
Who's that?
Me, it's an old picture. My sister keeps around the house.
If you could change that much, so could he.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Take a glass, you two.
Champagne?
This is a very special occasion. Vic staked his claim with a diamond mine
Well, when did this happen?
right after we left you this afternoon. Call yourselves detectives. You missed the vital clue.
But don't be too hard on them, honey. Even a policeman can slip up.
That's true. But when we do, we don't forget it.
Somehow it just doesn't figure.
It does. Leroy knows he can't run, so he's done the opposite. He's walked right into your camp and into your family.
Look, they were going to get married anyhow. Just because Blanche and he fixed it today doesn't mean that he's guilty.
Leroy is fougere, I'm sure of it.
I don't know. I feel as if I've just locked an arsenal up for the night and can't be sure whether I left a cigarette burning or not.
I want to stop by one of your big newspaper offices.
Now what?
Leroy's a public figure. Newspapers keep tabs on public figures.
Well, the only other cutting we've got, a magazine profile.
Same as the others. Leroy's life always starts in 1940, 1 year after I lost Fougere.
Sorry, gents. Before 1940, Mr. Leroy just wasn't news.
He was in Paris.
Dead-end biographies. Some of the biggest people have them.
A dead end. And it always comes back to this Ajax lumber camp where he worked. Know it?
Yeah, McClintock Falls, about 10 miles out.
Tomorrow's Sunday. Think I'll do a little sightseeing.
What, at Ajax?
Lumber camps also keep records. Thanks. Good night.
Ah, it's no trouble. We close the mill on Sundays, so you won't be holding up any work. You wouldn't be the first person to come hunting for somebody in a lumber camp, including the police. We get all sorts here, good, bad, foreigners.
Like me?
I was one myself, 30 years ago.
Were you here in 1940?
No, I was overseas in the army. Now, this old file's full of employment cards. They go way back. Now, let me see. 1940. This friend of yours, what was his name?
Leroy. Leroy.
No, I'm afraid you've had a wasted journey.
Wait a minute. The card missing. It's been torn out.
Uh-huh, you're right.
Someone got here before me.
But these files haven't been touched for years.
Are all these cards the same?
Yes, address, last employer, nationality, and all that kind of thing.
The whole story, and it's missing.
You seem pretty anxious to find out about this character.
That's an understatement. Thanks. Goodbye.
Hey! Look out! What you tell me, you're lucky to be alive. Maybe the police should know about this.
No, it doesn't matter.
That's what they all say. Come in here for patching up. Guy with a broken jaw tells you he fell off a log.
Do you handle all cases from the camp?
Sure.
Would you know of a case as far back as 1940?
If we treated him, he'd be in the files.
There's a man who was injured about then. I'm trying to trace him. Could you help me?
Sure. You said 1940.
That's right.
What was his name?
Leroy. His arm was damaged by a falling tree. He had to lose it.
Well, he's here, all right. And he lost an arm. It was infected. Amputation of the right arm at elbow. Septicemia. Caused by attempt to remove tattoo.
Tattoo?
That's what it said.
Was the tattoo removed here?
No, probably the work of some backstreet tattoo artist using unsterilized needles.
Thanks.
Hey! I need your name and file.
Duval. Inspector Duval, Interpol.
Well, you look like a Sunday morning after a Saturday night.
Have you got that list of the tattoo artists in Montreal?
I sure have, right here. What's the angle?
Leroy lost his arm through infection after having a tattoo removed.
Well, how'd you find that out?
The hospital. He did himself a bad turn trying to kill me. And if one of those artists remembers taking this tattoo off, that clinches it. Let's get started.
All right.
I'm closed at Sunday. I should have locked the door. Say, don't I know you from someplace?
Well, 4 negative and 2 to go.
Who's next?
Moose Adams on Rue Pontellier. We're nearly there.
Looking for Moose?
Yes, is he in?
Should be. He lives back shop.
Did you see him go out?
Oh, Moose never goes out. Maybe he's sleeping. Look, I got a key. I do his shopping most times. Hey, Moose. That's funny. He was...
Strangled.
Right, thanks. Okay, step on it. Leroy left early this morning to go hunting up at Blanche's place.
He made another stop first.
Paul, I owe you an official apology a yard long, and a personal one, too.
Forget it. You have enough explaining to do to Blanche.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Poor kid.
Hi, George.
Where's Vic?
Oh, I don't know. Why, what's wrong?
I'm sorry, honey, but I'm afraid it's true.
The murder was committed a long time ago in Paris. Leroy isn't his real name. He recognized me, and I recognized him. That's why he had to kill again today.
Today?
Yes. A man who could have identified him.
When did Vic get here?
About an hour ago. Well, what goes on? You moved your crime conference out here?
Yes. And the subject is still missing persons. In this case, you.
I'm sorry, I'm not with it.
Where were you this morning before you came here?
I made a business call. There's the phone. You can check it if you want.
No need. We know your movements. Maurice Fougère.
Who is Maurice Fougère?
You were, until you escaped from France. Over here, you became Leroy. And today, you reverted to type. A strangler.
Keep talking, Duval. The more you open your mouth, the bigger the slander. And you will pay for it in court.
Yes?
My attorneys will not only run you out of Canada, I'll have you thrown out of Interpol.
Well, say it isn't true. Tell them it isn't true, Vic.
I'm saying it. This man is crazy. I never saw him in my life till I met him at the hotel.
It's a pity you missed out at the lumberyard. Then you wouldn't have had to kill Moose Adams.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You will. After the autopsy, you left finger marks on his neck.
Who do you think you're kidding? You can't get fingerprints off a man's neck.
Not prints, marks. Like the ones you're putting on that apple now. You've learned to beat that artificial hand, haven't you? You use it without thinking for anything that comes to you naturally. Like strangling. The marks on Moose Adams' neck were made by those metal fingers. The autopsy will prove it.
Quick, the other way.
You're out of range with that pea shooter.
We've got to get in close.
Yeah? What a hope. He knows these woods like his own backyard.
I lost you once, Duval. I can do it again.
You'll hang, Fougère.
You won't be there to see it.
good guesser.
Guess on nothing. He saw us coming in through the bushes.
If we can make him look the wrong way, you've got a chance.
Huh? What do you mean?
Here, take this line. Can you make the other bank?
Sure, easy.
All right.
Look, take this.
All right.
Keep his head down. Nice work, Paul.
Took me 20 years.
Okay, Vic, move. And no cracks about the Mounties and always getting their man.
Inspector Duval.
Hello, Jean.
Welcome back from Canada, Paul. A nice, quiet conference. That's what you said it would be. And what happens? You collect a killer.
Not before he killed again. And wrecked another person's life.
You got him and settled an old score. It all made headlines back here in Paris.
Made headlines 20 years ago when he escaped from me.
That old black mark.
I was well and truly on the carpet. My chief had a first-class temper. He gave me a rocket that lasted an hour. I was nearly fired.
Good job you weren't.
It'll be a pleasure to send this report to the Sûreté.
There is no need to send it, Duval. I will deliver it personally.
Oh.
And what is this about my bad temper?
I was just telling Moni that 20 years ago, you were a little difficult to get along with.
I still am. Don't stand there grinning. Go and collect your bags. There is a rush job coming from Calcutta.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Duval. You can finish that on the plane.
Yes, sir.